Hello, Java Challenger. I'm Rafael Del Nero, a Java champion, and I help you, Java developer, work with cutting-edge technologies remotely while being well paid from anywhere worldwide. Now you might think that this sounds too good to be true. And if I were you, I would think the same. That's why I will show you the career results of these developers.
We, as a family, we bought a house that is around, and that's why I applied to this job with a strategy in mind, and I multiplied my salary or my income almost by 3, so pay more money, and yeah, that's something that I never thought that would be possible in that period of time. So it was like I want to do this, but not in this way. So that's yeah, really nice. For sure, yes. I tried to do it myself without a clear strategy, without a clear focus, and it was like wasting time. Trying something new a couple of months, giving up, and trying again a couple of months, giving up. It's the lack of focus, the lack of strategy. Yeah, I think it will be very difficult to someone without the right tools do it. I think maybe somebody can do it all this process, but it will take so much time.
After the mentorship, I could double my salary. I got a remote job paying the double that I earned before, and work with top-notch technologies like AWS, microservices, Spring Framework, with the Java ecosystem, Kotlin, and become almost a leader in my team. Yes, for several years, for about 3 years, and I didn't see any results. I think I was like in a plateau.
Well, I think knowing you, it was one of the greatest breakthrough that I had in my career, because before it, I was feeling really stuck. I was seeing all my colleagues, ex-colleagues, and teammates that I had worked with getting high offers with a high paycheck or better places, better companies with different futures that I was angry about them to go in there, that I wish to go to. But I was feeling stuck because I was not being able to go to this path of find a place like this. And that was really annoying to me, because I want to go, I had the technical part of that, but something was missing, and I didn't have any idea about what was missing. So it got to a point that I decided that I had to do something, and I found you. I found the mentorship, and I went to the mentorship thinking it was my technical side that was missing, but it was totally different thing that was missing to go to the path that I want. And the mentorship was the breakthrough that opened my eyes for that. Man, it changed a lot, really. Like before the mentorship, I was working in Brazil. After the mentorship, I started mentorship in January. And in March, I was hired by an American company. That's the company I'm working right now. That time it was named Clevertech. Right now it's named Lumenauta. It's a totally different place with an amazing future. They support you in your personal life, in your professional life. And it's mind-blowing. Like I always say that working in Brazil was strange to me, because sometimes I did everything that I had to do in my job. But if I was studying, I had this feeling that I was cheating the company, because I was not allowed to study in my work time. I should be working. Even though I didn't have any work to do, I had finished everything. And this company, it supports me. It says, okay, you finish study, enjoy your time, have the work balance. I'm allowed to go in the middle of the afternoon to have a coffee with my girlfriend outside and go back home and finish my tasks. And I'm allowed to go for a walk when I need to refresh my ideas and restart my brain. They are okay with this. Before that, I didn't have this opportunity. It was really few places that had this great future. And I also gave the money, like the conversion. It helps a lot. So I got almost 3 times the salary I was earning in Brazil working abroad.
And to show you even further that it's possible to achieve your career goals, even if you're not from a rich family, even if you didn't study in the best colleges in the world. I didn't. I studied in a college that didn't give me the full information I needed. I had to seek for more information outside of this college. So I'm not special. I didn't get any special advantage, but I have a story. And I want to share this story with you to show you that you really don't need anything special to achieve your biggest career dreams. So in 2013, while living in Brazil, I worked as an intermediate software developer. I wanted to enhance my technical knowledge and skills, so I focused on my technical studies and the technologies I most frequently used in my job. And by becoming technically prepared, I delivered high-quality work and gained some recognition. However, I felt something was still missing. Years passed, and I found myself in the same position, a low-paid software developer. New developers joined the company with less knowledge than me, yet earned more than me. It was really frustrating and I was feeling really bad about all the work I was doing and getting no results for that. I then realized that all my studies and efforts were not advancing my career as I hoped. I saw many developers get promoted while I remained stuck in the same position with a low salary. I was falling behind. Even developers who joined after me were being promoted and earning double, triple, or quadruple what I was making. The situation intrigued me. I thought, what I was doing wrong? Why was I stuck in my career as a Java developer? Then I finally realized that technical knowledge alone was not enough to advance as a software developer. I needed to go beyond that. I started observing my successful coworkers and identifying patterns contributing to their career growth. This was a significant challenge because I had always viewed myself as a purely technical software developer. My coworkers also perceived me that way, thinking that was all I could do. I held the limiting belief that I couldn't venture outside of my technical scope. I had a fixed mindset and thought I couldn't develop my soft skills. However, the pain of being stuck was so intense that I was determined to find a way to break through my limits. I also realized that playing the victim, blaming and pointing fingers at my coworkers would only keep me stuck in my career. I knew that if I didn't take action to change my situation, I would remain stuck and the pain would only continue to intensify, and I knew I had to do something about it. And despite of earning a tiny salary of less than $10,000 a year, I participated in conferences and paid for mentorships because I understood it was an investment in my future. I also read books and learned how to take charge of my career. The challenge was to find and organize the knowledge that would help me secure a job abroad as a Java developer. And once I managed this, I didn't have to sacrifice all the time I had, and I found I had much more time for my family while simultaneously exponentially advancing in my Java career. And then, after overcoming many limiting beliefs, I got an amazing job as a Java developer in Dublin. That was a breakthrough because besides being a great company, I was working with cutting-edge Java technologies and earning 4 times my previous salary. And in 2018, I became a Java champion, which is the ultimate honor title for any Java developer.
So I'm pleased to announce that our dear friend, Mr. Venkat Subramanian, has nominated you to be a Java champion. The community has voted on this and confirmed you as a Java champion. So,
I also gave talks at many top conferences such as Java One and Oracle One in Silicon Valley, DevOps Belgium, DevOps Morocco, EclipseCon in France, JNation in Portugal, Dublin Java User Group, a developer conference in Brazil, and many others. Once again, I more than doubled my salary by getting another job in Dublin, achieving the top salaries in Ireland using negotiation techniques I learned from mentors and books. And when I achieved the goal of working with Java technologies and being well paid, my life got easier, enabling me to enjoy my free time with my family with more available time than before. And I even acquired a property in Dublin. And now I want you to achieve the same or even more than me. In my journey, when I was figuring out what to do in my career, I observed what other developers more successful than me were doing, talked to mentors, went to conferences, and read many books. I realized that to take my Java career to the next level, I needed to, first one, get clarity on my next career steps. Number 2, bulletproof my mindset. Number 3, be consistent and focused on my Java ecosystem studies. Number 4, create a standout LinkedIn profile and CV. And number 5, communicate effectively. And finally, number 6, share my knowledge. I took many years to put this together and create a replicable method that intermediate and senior Java developers can implement in their careers to work with cutting-edge technologies remotely and be well paid from anywhere worldwide. Now you must be wondering, why am I sharing this method with you? So I'm sharing this method because I want to help Java developers who also hold the limiting beliefs I once had, so that you can exponentially grow in your career just as I did. When I was there, stuck in my career, it was like being in the dark. I didn't know I could go beyond my limits. It was like being imprisoned without fulfilling my potential. I don't want any Java developer to go through that. I want you to break your limits and achieve your Java career potential, because as you probably know, there is an abundance of opportunities for Java developers, and I want to see you rock. And now you must be wondering, what method enabled me and the other developers to show this exponential career growth? And because of that, in this masterclass, I will open your eyes to the 5 Java career mistakes holding you back from cutting-edge technologies and a top salary. So let's start exploring what these mistakes are then. So the first one is to watch too many Java and architecture tutorials, also known as tutorial hell. Nowadays, we find Java technical tutorials on the internet, some good and bad quality. Do I mean that it's bad to watch tutorials? Of course not. Watching tutorials helps. The problem is that most developers only watch them and don't practice what they learned. Let's explore the main reasons why only watching tutorials doesn't help you improve your tech skills. So the first reason is lack of information retention. Because without practice, the retention of new information and techniques deteriorates rapidly. The active application of what you learned helps solidify knowledge as well. The other problem is the lack of problem-solving skills. So you don't develop problem-solving skills because tutorials typically present solutions to predefined problems. This doesn't help developers hone their problem-solving skills for novel or unstructured challenges. And the other thing is illusion of competence. Watching an expert execute coding tasks can create a false sense of mastery among viewers. And when applying the concepts independently, developers might be at a loss. The other problem is time mismanagement. Because we are watching those tutorials excessively, we spend a lot of time consuming content, and this can lead to less time for actual coding, reducing the hands-on experience critical for skill enhancement. The second mistake is trusting that your manager will save your career. This is a big mistake, and it's linked to the problem of having a weak mindset. Why? Because if you depend on someone else, like your manager, to advance in your career, it means you are not in control. I made this mistake myself. I thought my promotion would come if I did my job well and acted like a senior developer. But the world doesn't exactly work that way. I was handing over the responsibility for my career to my manager when I should have been taking charge of it myself. I had a weak mindset. I was allowing others to decide whether I should be promoted. And as a result, I remained an underpaid Java developer for many years, unsure how to approach my manager about a promotion. Additionally, I was afraid of rejection, so I never mentioned the possibility of promotion to my manager. It was only after overcoming several mindset blocks and limiting beliefs that I could talk with my manager about getting promoted. It was challenging, but finally, I was able to talk to him. Then I got promoted, earned more, and got the title of Senior Java Developer. The third mistake is focusing on technical tools. So when you focus only on tech tools, what will happen is that this will narrow your developer's perspective and limit your ability to see bigger picture solutions. It may also restrict their roles to those primarily concerned with implementation rather than strategic planning or architectural design. It will also be more challenging to solve day-to-day cloud application problems, because when you focus on tools and the tool you are very good at becomes obsolete, there is a serious problem there. You invested too much of your time in a tool in which the knowledge can't be reused for another tool. Therefore, if you learn too much about Spring, for example, but forget about learning design patterns, code design principles, and cloud principles, it will be more difficult to learn them once you get another framework, such as Quarkus or Micronaut. And the same happens when you learn a programming language directly without understanding coding paradigms such as object-oriented programming or functional programming. You will have to memorize many commands of the other programming languages. You will learn without knowing what is happening behind the scenes. And the other big issue of focusing only on tools is that your ability to learn new tools will be slower because you must memorize many of the tool's commands. And if you have solid foundational knowledge, you will easily and more quickly master new technologies. And the other critical mistake is neglecting soft skills. So when I started my career as a software developer, I thought I would just be working with my computer all day. It turns out I was wrong. And that was one of my biggest mistakes that slowed down my growth as a Java developer. The truth is, when we code, we're not just coding for machines, but also for other developers. We constantly interact, getting code reviews from others, reviewing their code, discussing technical challenges, working in teams, and dealing with conflicts and egos. Developers are human, not robots. We need good communication skills to work effectively with others, empower them, and help them reach their potential. For example, you will always get lower salaries if you can't negotiate well, since companies can exploit you. If your LinkedIn profile isn't compelling, you will go unnoticed and end up at less desirable companies. If you don't know how to share your expertise, other developers won't see how skilled you are. Only your immediate teammates might know. And this reduces your chances of landing a top Java job somewhere else. And the other mistake is failing to self-promote effectively. And this is a hard truth. If you just do your work but don't communicate your accomplishments, people won't notice how much you've done. We make this mistake because we assume that by working hard and delivering on tasks, others will see our efforts, but that's not really how it goes. Let's say you get a very complex task and some external blocker prevents you from finishing it despite your best efforts. And if you fail to explain the situation clearly, you will be unfairly judged and blamed for not delivering it. And as a result, your manager may hesitate before promoting you, and you may not get more challenging work because your coworkers doubt your abilities. So not communicating your work properly raises unnecessary questions and doubts about your competence with your work. So if you don't showcase your accomplishments, unfortunately, others will overlook them. So someone else who achieved less but promotes themselves better may get the credit, promotions, and recognition that should be yours. And this gets even worse if you make a public mistake in a chat or meeting. You will be remembered for that one mistake, while all your hard work will be ignored because you didn't effectively communicate your achievements. So that's pretty much it about those 5 top mistakes that prevent you to grow in your career as a Java developer. And congratulations if you watched until here, because you are on your way to go to the next level as a Java developer. And to summarize, in this masterclass, you learned the following mistakes that prevent you from working with cutting-edge Java technologies remotely and earning top salaries. So let's quickly review all of them. So the first mistake is watching too many technical tutorials, which will not help you grow technically as a software developer as much as watching content and practicing what you learned. The second one is that trusting your manager that he or she will promote you is a big mistake. Remember, your manager is not responsible for your career, you are. The third one concerns focusing on technical tools, which is a mistake because this approach takes much longer to learn a new tool. However, if you learn fundamentals, you will learn new tools more quickly. The fourth one is neglecting soft skills, which is another critical mistake because we as developers always work with developers and stakeholders. By neglecting communication, we don't promote our work very well. The companies will dictate our salaries because we don't know how to negotiate salaries. And by not sharing our knowledge, no one will notice us. And the fifth mistake is when you fail to self-promote effectively. So it's likely that your coworkers and manager will start second-guessing your skills. Therefore, if you only do your job but don't communicate your accomplishments, you are missing out on your potential to get promoted. And don't forget that this Wednesday at 10 p.m. London time, the next masterclass will be on how to get your dream remote job with cutting-edge technologies and top salaries. In this masterclass, I will show you how you can overcome the mistakes I mentioned today. So in the next masterclass, you will learn how to obtain clarity of your next career steps so you know exactly what to do to achieve your career goals. You're gonna learn how to build a strong mindset to learn Java technologies faster without wasting your precious time so you are prepared for the toughest Java interviews. Stand out with your LinkedIn profile so you get interviews with the best companies. Negotiate top salaries so you provide comfort for your family. Number 5, share your knowledge so you stand out from the crowd. I also created a community so we can interact and you can ask any questions regarding your Java career. I will read and answer all questions, so make sure you leave your questions there. So take action now to get in the community, interact with other Java developers who want to grow in their careers, and do your networking. And that's pretty much it, Java Challenger. I will see you in the next masterclass, and as always, break your limits.